Hey everyone, it's November 28th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer Timothy Wayne Krajcir, who murdered at least 9 women in the late 1970s and early 80s, but wasn't caught until decades later. And that is him right over there, and I'm probably butchering his name, much like he butchered his victims. Krajcir was born Timothy McBride in Pennsylvania in 1944, but his father abandoned the family when he was just 1. His mother met Bernie Krajcir in 1950, and the two were married within a year, and he got his new last name that is significantly more difficult for me to pronounce. While she was happy in her new relationship, she didn't spend much time with her son, and he became obsessed with trying to gain her attention. He found trouble from a young age, being charged with theft at just 6 years old when he stole a bicycle, and at the age of 13 he began peeping in on his neighbors and flashing women. His next brush with the law came at age 15 when he was charged with petty theft. After joining the Navy in 1962, he went to basic training and perhaps had a chance to change his life for the better. But after just 14 months in the service, he was dishonorably discharged for sexually assaulting a woman in Illinois. Despite that, he managed to find a wife in 1963, though he soon found himself on trial for another sexual assault in North Chicago. Krajcir was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison for his actions, and his wife gave birth to their daughter just after he was locked up. His marriage ended, but he was released on parole in 1976 after serving nearly 14 years in prison, and enrolled at Southern Illinois University, where he earned a degree in administration of justice. He found work as an EMT and was well liked by his coworkers, even being invited to be a groomsman at one of their weddings, which is where this photo is from. But Krajcir was not a changed man, and along with providing emergency medical services, he was stalking and attacking women as he drove around. Those attacks ramped up to murder in August of 1977 when he raped and killed a mother and daughter, shooting them in their own home. Less than 12 hours later, he was at the wedding, appearing in this very photo. Over the next 5 years, he murdered 7 more women and girls in Missouri, Illinois, and Pennsylvania, as well as sexually assaulting some who survived. One survivor was an 11-year-old girl, and he was arrested for her attack, but his EMT friends believed his claims of being innocent and bailed him out of jail. After the attack of a 72-year-old woman in Illinois, a neighbor of the victim wrongfully identified a black man as the assailant, and that man was arrested and convicted of attempted murder, being sentenced to 40 years in prison where he died in 1996. That man was only posthumously cleared of the crime in 2019. In 1983, Krajcir was arrested when he was caught with a handgun in Pennsylvania, a violation of his parole. He was then convicted of indecent assault and robbery, being sent away for 5 years. After serving that sentence, he remained in prison for violating his parole and stopped attending therapy sessions, telling prison officials that he just wanted to stay there and not do anything to try to reform his ways. In 2007, DNA evidence from his murders was able to be examined, and at that time cold case investigators realized he was guilty of multiple murders. When interviewed, he confessed to killing 9 victims in the late 1970s and early 80s, and pleaded guilty as part of a plea bargain to avoid the death penalty. He remains behind bars in Illinois and will never be released. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Timothy Wayne Krajcir, I say, happy birthday, you bastard. His face is blurred out because I think some websites don't want to have photos of non-serial killers next to serial killers, but I don't care. I just put my face next to serial killers all the time.